You're welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Onyechi Evangeline Choma, and in today's video we'll be learning how to make a built-up neckline or the built-up collar. So this is the material I'll be using for this project, and I'll be drafting on my pattern paper before transferring to the fabric. So without wasting much time, let's dive into the tutorials. I have some lines already drafted out, the vertical lines for the horizontal measurements. So this is the shoulder line. I have my chest line, the bust point line, under bust point line, the waist line, and the full length of the top I'm making. So without wasting much time, let me go ahead and label. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to impute my measurements. I am using neck width of 3 inches. This is my neck width of 3 inches. Then I'm going to make a curve here, though I won't be needing the curve, but just for a guide. Then from here I'm going to measure my shoulder measurement divided by 2. This is 7. Then I'm coming down by 1 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this 1 inch to my neck width, then square a line across to connect to my chest line for the built-up neckline by 1.5 inches. Okay, and make sure it's about 3 inches. Okay, so on this axis I'm going to, okay, let me square a line over there. This is 1.5. Then on this axis I'm going to come in here by 0.5 inch. Then on this other side, on my shoulder line, I'm coming down by 0.5 inch, 0.5 inch on this side and 0.5 inch on this side. Then I will make a curve to connect to my armhole. So after that, the next thing I'm going to do is to draft my neckline. So from this my shoulder line, I'm going to come in here by 0.5 inch, then make a curve from this point over. Then I'm going to make a V to connect to my chest line. It depends on how deep you want it. If you want it very deep, then you can go ahead and connect all the way to your chest line. But if you don't want it that deep, you can, go 1 inch or 2 inches from your chest line. Just make it very deep that your neck can, pass through. So that is it for the built-up neckline. So we'll be using a princess that was there for this project. So I'm going to, find the midpoint of this and mark. Then I'm going to divide my bust point by 4 rather. Then mark. I'll connect the points together. You can come in here by 0.5 inch. Then make a curve connecting the 3 points together for the armhole. Once that is done, get your nipple to nipple measurements divided by 2. So I have mine as 3.5, and I'm going to connect it from my bust point all the way down. You can take it 1 inch upward. Take it 1 inch upward. So once you are done doing that, from the under bust, come in here by 0.75 inches. That's 3/4 inches. Just come in there. Then on this other side, come in by 0.75 inches. Then connect using a straight line. Once you are done doing that, connect these two places with a curve to meet the bust point. So once you are done doing that, you are going to make a very nice curve connecting the armhole to the bust point. So once you are done with that, come down here by 1 inch, then make a curve. From this 1 inch that you step down, make a curve. Then you are going to extend the line by 1 inch. Now reconnect your armhole curve. So once you are done with that, go ahead and take your measurements. So this is my new chest line. Then my waist measurement divided by 4 is 8. Then I'm going to add 1.5 inches that I took in for that. I'm going to replace it here. Then whatsoever I have here, this is almost 10 inches. I'll add 1 inch to the hem. 11 inches, I'm going to add it here for ease. Then I'm going to go ahead and connect the lines together, then cut out what I have. So once I'm done with this, next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to, from this end, I'm coming up here by half an inch. Then I'm going to connect it to this point. To make it a bit curvy, then if you can add allowance to it, so I'll be using 1 inch allowance. Then by the side, I'm going to add 1 inch allowance as well. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out. So for the front pattern, this is what we have after I'm done cutting it out. So let's navigate to the back pattern. So I have my shoulder line here, I have my chest line, my waistline, and of course the full length of the blouse I'm making. So next thing I'm going to do is to insert my waist measurement divided by 2. Then on my chest line, I'll do the same. So up here, I have allowance here about 2.5 inches. Then I also have allowance here for my zipper about 1 inch. So for this pattern, we are using neck width of 3 inches, just like the front pattern we used. Then on this shoulder line, we are coming down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. And I'm going to connect it like that. Then connect this as well. Once I'm done, I'll divide my chest or my bust by 4. Whatever I have, I'm going to mark it there. Then connect it like that. So this is it for the armhole, for the back. Then for the built-up collar neckline, we are going up by 1.5 inch, just like we did initially. 1.5 inches, just like we did initially. Then I'm going to come up here by 1.5 inches as well. You can square a line to guide you. Then after that, I'm going to make a curve. You can come in here by 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch, then connect it. Once you're done connecting it, come in here by 1/2 inch, then over here by 1/2 inch, just like we did for the front pattern. Then after that, connect it to the shoulder line. So we're not going to be doing much for the back pattern. So I'm going to take my bust point, my nipple to nipple point divided by 2. I have 3.5, and I'm going to mark it all the way down. So from this chest line, I'm going to come in here by 1 inch. Then I'm using 1/2 inch for my dart leg for the back pattern. So I mark half an inch for the dart leg and connect. So at the hem too, I'm going to mark half an inch on both sides. So once that is done, I'll go ahead and take my waist measurement divided by 4. That is 8 inches. Then I'm going to replace this 1 inch allowance. Then I can also add 1 more inch allowance for seam. Okay, let me add it directly. So whatever I have here, I'll add one inch to it. This is 10, so I'm going to add total of 11 inches here, then connect it. So once that is done, I'm going to come up here by 1 inch, just like we did initially. I have my allowance here. You can extend this line all the way to the allowance. Once you are done, you can go ahead and connect the lines together. Okay, so for this back, I'm going to come in here by half an inch. You can do half an inch, you can do 1 to avoid the bulge that is usually at the back. Then I'm going to connect it to the back. Then I'm going to also connect to my chest line to avoid the bulge that is usually at the back of your cloth. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Then I'm going to extend this line over here. So let me go ahead and cut out what I have there. So this is how the back bodice look like. And if you find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So check the next video for the sewing process.